Aloha, everyone. I hope you started your day by giving thanks and committing to doing something to brighten someone else's day. Welcome to Dr. P's Facets of Life series. This is pod number 27. Today's topic, let it all hang out. Sounds like something from the 60s, doesn't it? Well, not quite. What I mean by that saying is really, don't hold it all in. I am referring to your voice, your thoughts, and your feelings. Now, before you go blurting, yelling, or ranting that Dr. P said to open up with both barrels and fire away at anyone and everyone, please don't do that. Letting it out, or sharing and communicating with others how you feel about things is very important. It is important in many ways. We all need to be able to express ourselves about the things that matter to us. We need to be able to communicate with others so that others don't have to try to read our minds or make assumptions. This idea, as with most things in life, has an appropriate time, place, and criteria. In other words, listen to your internal voice and emotional meter to decide when and what to share. During the course of everyday life and our social interactions, there isn't usually a great need to share things at a deep level. We all go about our business, and most conversations and interactions are on a somewhat superficial, necessarily casual level. On that basis, we pretty much automatically decide what is worthwhile and appropriate for each situation. On the other hand, when we're talking about relationships that are of a more serious personal or professional level, we have a voice or a visceral reaction to situations that seem not quite right or are askew from our expectations. This is where communicating, sharing, and even venting is really necessary and important. The big caveat here is that you must use common sense, tact, and sensitivity in the way you express yourself. Let me pause here to expand on that last point. The reasons communicating, sharing, and even venting are necessary are basically twofold. First, you need to let your feelings and positions be known, so that you feel better about a specific situation that you find troubling, upsetting, or confusing in some way. Anytime you hold in or stifle those feelings, you may be doing yourself harm. Second, the other person or persons who will be on the receiving end of your communication deserves to have an opportunity to understand what your position is. Once they have that understanding, they will be in a better position to work with you, to find common ground, and a means to co-create a win-win situation to benefit the relationship. Let me be clear about one important aspect of letting it all hang out. That is this: try never to let the internal emotional pressure you feel build and build and build until it reaches the stage of you exploding. When you do that, you create way too much stress for yourself, and worse, you will likely over-exaggerate or catastrophize the issue or the problem. In so doing, you will likely alienate or put the other person or persons on the defensive. We should try never to make things worse than they already seem to be. Allow me a few little quips that might be valuable to you. Don't stew or steam. You will only end up blowing your top. Try not to make too many assumptions. The byproduct is usually emotional consumption. And don't overinflate your emotional balloon. The more hot air you put into it, the louder the pop. When the time comes to let it all hang out, remember to ask yourself the question: is what I am about to do or say likely to have a productive or destructive outcome? Really think about that first. That's it for this time, my friends. Please be grateful for all that you have, and don't spend too much time thinking about what you don't have. This is Dr. P saying aloha.